GM, welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're talking about groups G, H, and I today, and then we're also heading to Lisbon in a few hours, which I'm excited for.
Yes, we are going to NFC Lisbon, where we'll be making a big announcement on Friday on stage it's like 3 p.m. Lisbon, 3:20 to be exact. And then obviously we're hosting our Meebits Futbol Fiesta in partnership with OpenSea at Duro de Matar at 11 a.m. local on Friday, June 5th as well. Please come. We will have a lot of Meebits Futbol trading card packs to give away. And a lot of fun things. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Never been to Portugal, so I'm really excited.
Yes, it's I think I was telling you yesterday. It's the best European Web3 event, and then this year the team has done a really good job at bringing in other communities beyond just tokenized digital art. There's going to be a longevity fest for people that like all that whole living longer and peptides. I mean, you're a very healthy person yourself, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that. There's like a Kawaii fest for all the people that are into that Japanese kind of like cutesy style.
Yeah.
And they have a vibe coding part of the festival as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. Just people kind of like at the frontier, on the bleeding edge of different disciplines. And obviously we're going to have a lot of Web3 stuff, a lot of Web3 fun. And I'm really, really excited for it.
Yeah, sounds awesome. Me too. I actually had someone ask me the other day, would you rather have prime Michael Jordan for one NBA season or prime Messi for one World Cup?
I would rather have prime Michael Jordan.
Yeah, me too.
I grew up with Michael Jordan being like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah. I didn't, obviously, so now like it'd be awesome to see him in live action.
But should we jump into football? I think we have,
Yeah.
as our viewers from this week have realized, we have a lot of deliveries coming in all the time. So I'm gonna go grab the door.
What is this one?
I have no idea. I'll tell you guys in a second.
Yeah.
But
we've been packing up a lot of orders, so be on the lookout if you did order something. Yeah, awesome. Okay, first group is Group G, and the marquee matchup is Belgium, and Egypt. They play the 15th in Seattle, and this is the first match of the group between the two top teams, so it's going to be the most exciting game of the group. Belgium's looking to bounce back after a group stage exit at the last World Cup, so they've got a lot to prove and a tough matchup in their first game. But for Egypt, they were champions of Africa 7 times, but they haven't won a single World Cup match in, 12 years?
Yes,
12 years. So it's been a while for them. I think that this gives them the upper hand in a way because they're not expected. What is the poly market for?
So I just put the poly market on screen for this group. Group G winner. Belgium is the heavy favorite with 68%, followed by Egypt with 19%. They've had a little rally here over the last couple days. Iran, I don't want to say surprisingly, I mean, 11% is very, very long odds. And New Zealand is 3%. So
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Belgium, like you said, right, like they're
a powerhouse.
They're a powerhouse. Yeah. I don't think people give them enough credit, but they're definitely a powerhouse.
Absolutely. And they have Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne, yeah.
De Bruyne. But he's 34, and I've heard a lot about him. My little brother loves him. So actually, it was so funny. My little brother, I'm on Amazon yesterday, and I see he ordered a pack of these and an album. And I was like, well, we can trade. And he was like, I don't want to trade. I was like, okay.
Oh, wow. Well, he's going to have duplicates. So he's going to have to trade with somebody.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to trade with you, Sophine.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's the problem.
Because if anyone else asked him, he'd be like, yes. But it's okay. He's one of the best attacking midfielders of all time and a Manchester City legend, obviously. I'm sure if you know soccer, you know him. But he's not in his prime anymore. He still managed to score 6 goals in qualifying. So it'll be exciting to see like what he does.
It's always good to see the legends, I think. And their uniform is really cool this time around. Their away uniforms also one of those that is very different from what you'll expect. We did incorporate a little bit of Meebits into their Meebits Futbol uniform that we made. It has one of our prints, and I'm really excited about it. So I'll pull it up here on screen when you keep on talking about the group. How's that?
This is really random, actually, but I saw a TikTok of him, And he was talking about how he speaks, I think it's 4 different languages. So I'm learning Spanish right now, struggling. So it's honestly it's so impressive that he speaks 4 different languages. People say it's Dutch, French, English, and German. So those are all tough English languages, except for English. I feel like English is easy.
Is English easy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was my first language, but like, I think it's more simple than a lot of other languages.
It was pretty easy to learn, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, and then looking at Egypt, we have Mohamed Salah. He's 33 years old, and he plays in the Premier League with Liverpool. They actually call him the Egyptian King. I've heard a lot about that.
Did your little brother tell you that too?
He actually didn't. I saw it on a reel. It's where I get all my information these days.
I feel like that's what like all the Gen Z people tell me nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like TikTok is the source of truth.
Yeah, I was
which is crazy.
I was at a hair appointment like 2 weeks ago, and the person was asking me, he's like, "Oh, how did you find my place?" I was like, "TikTok." I looked up the location and hair salon, and you came up. And I feel like that's just, I mean, at least for me, that's how I found all these restaurants in New York. I mean, what would you say your staple New York restaurant is?
It really depends. I'm not that big of a foodie as people that live here long enough.
I feel like everyone here is a foodie. Maybe that's just what social media.
I was very spoiled when I worked on Wall Street because we got to use a corporate card to go to really nice places all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like we had any diversity, to be honest. When I worked at Goldman, we mostly kept downtowns, a couple steakhouses, very strategically positioned around, at the time, Deutsche Bank, Goldman, RBC, and Merrill Lynch were very close to each other. So there was a Palm on the West Side Highway that we went to a lot, and then all the Tribeca restaurants.
Okay.
And so, I was like very spoiled, and then I moved to Barclays, and then we turned Nobu 57 into like our cafeteria.
It's crazy.
A lot of time there, just a lot of time going to really nice places, and so it was free for me.
Yeah.
So now when
I mean, if it was free for me, I'd be like tapping.
Exactly. But yeah, at some point it was like, all right, I just want like a home cooked meal, which is what I do now more.
Completely understandable.
My staple is called Los Mariscos.
Okay.
It's a Mexican seafood taco place on the outside of Chelsea Market. For people that know, Tacos Numero Uno is that famous northern Mexican taco place. There's everywhere in the city now. They have a sister restaurant, only one of them, Los Mariscos. They're in Chelsea Market on 15th Street, and they have Sinaloa-style tacos. Now, Sinaloa is famous for being home of the cartel of Sinaloa, but we also have really good seafood on the western
side of the point. Yeah, the tacos.
On the western side of Mexico, a lot of the Californian Mexican influence comes from there, and so fish tacos, oysters, aguachile, ceviche, great micheladas, and the place is it feels like Mexico when you walk in.
I love it. Yeah.
We've talked about
That's how you know it's good too.
Yeah, and it's in Manhattan because there's a lot of good Mexican spots here that are accessible price wise, but they're like in Queens and Brooklyn. I just don't travel. I don't cross borders. I grew up crossing the border every day.
Yeah.
To go to school, so I'm like, rather. So, anyways, Los Mariscos is my favorite spot. That's my staple.
Yeah.
And then I'm a big burger guy, as you know, as you've seen. I have a favorite burger. It's hard to go into. Fort Charles for lunch.
Yeah.
Real nice burger. I like a lot. But if I'm just gonna get any burger, I don't know. It's been varying over time, but we'll have to find out what our.
I've heard 7th Street is good.
Oh, the smash burgers? Actually, I've never had them.
I walk by all the time. There's always a line. But there's a line everywhere here.
It's
just the New York life, I guess.
It is the New York life, I guess. Real quick, going back to our Belgium. I'm showing here on screen our Meebits Futbol Belgium kit that features the Argyle print that you can find on Meebits. It's a rare print on some of the garments that Meebits wear. And so we took inspiration from that, applied it to the Belgium colorway, and that's the uniform for Belgium and Meebits Futbol, and we're quite proud of that. So but now we can move on to the next team in this. It feels like an exciting group because it's not like nobody. I don't know. It's like nobody here's gonna win it.
Yeah.
But
they might have a great run.
But it might be like a very competitive group, which makes it fun.
Totally. Yeah. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I think Iran is actually going to do better than people think.
Okay. I mean, they have a huge chip on their shoulders.
Yeah, they do.
Iran, obviously, in the middle of a war with, the United States. Sounds so weird to say.
Yeah.
The FIFA, Iran didn't want to compete anymore after what's happening. FIFA allowed them to. They were going to camp in the U.S., but they don't want to be here. But their games are scheduled here, so they allowed them to camp. I think in Tijuana, just right across the board from where you're from.
30 minutes from me, yeah.
And then flying to the games into the U.S. and then fly back to Mexico to stay there. But who are you keeping an eye on for Iran?
There's one striker, 33 years old. His name is Mehdi Taremi. He scored 60 goals in his Iran career, and he needs a big performance because obviously their team is talented, but they don't have like a starting 11 of just like powerhouses. So it'll be interesting to see if he steps up. If he doesn't, I think that'll say a lot for Iran's future in the cup. But they've qualified for 4 of the last 5 World Cups, but they've never reached out of the knockout stage.
Could it be?
I think so.
I mean, they could because of all. So for you guys are not too familiar with the format of the World Cup. It used to be 32 teams. This year, they increased it to 48. So that's a huge increase. It's a 50% growth in the field, which also means that a lot more teams are going to qualify out of the group stage into the knockout stage. So the way it's going to work is first, second place from every group qualifies to knockout stage, and then the best 6 third places qualify also for the knockout stage. And that's where we could have Iran sneaking in.
I think that's so much better. Because if you're not number 1, like in these group stages and you're not getting out, it does suck, I feel like. You made it that far, and I don't know. The knockout stages are where things get serious for sure.
Well, hopefully Iran, I mean, they could make it. You're right. Like, they could definitely make it because of this new expanded World Cup.
Yeah.
But
do you want to talk about New Zealand?
I'll let you talk about. I have a New Zealand fun fact that I want to talk about. But I'll let you introduce the team.
Chris Wood, striker, 34. He scored 9 goals in qualifying, and he's a big reason why they reached the 3rd ever World Cup. They don't have the greatest odds on Poly Market, but I do think that they're a historically good country for soccer, and it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Yes, but I think the biggest story to come out of New Zealand recently is Mr. Tim Payne. Tim Payne, so he's a defender. You said defender or defender?
Defender.
Defender, okay. A defender.
Actually, I'm thinking about it now. I don't even know what I say. Defense. Probably defender? No, defender.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Spanish, it's the same word for defense as it is for a defensive player. Defensa. Okay. Which makes it easy.
Defensive, yeah.
Okay, so Tim Payne, he will most likely rock number 2 on the New Zealand team. So there's this Argentinian streamer who said, I'm going to find the one football player with the lowest amount of followers, but who will be playing the World Cup. And so he went and looked at all the Instagrams for all these players, and he found Tim Payne's. And he said, okay, well, let's make him famous. The name of the streamer is Valens Carcini. And he made him famous, literally. Tim
Payne. He had what? 4,700 followers, and now he has...
So he went from 4,500 Instagram followers to now 4.6 million followers.
Insane.
Tim Payne. Yes, very, very insane.
Can you do that to us?
I know, right? We need 1,000 people. Follow at the Meebits on Instagram. So that's Tim Payne. He's been now seized the opportunity of making videos, thanking people. Well, to be honest, we have 6 players per team in the Meebits Futbol Group 2 drop, which is happening next Monday on June 8th on Meebits.Futbol, and we'll talk more about that here in a second. But we didn't have a number 2 New Zealand player on there. We went back and changed it.
You gotta have him on there.
So you can have Tim Payne represent. I think it's a really, really, really cool story, and I think it's one of those things that only happens around the World Cup.
I think it's cool because also you don't always see a lot of people that aren't the big stars getting attention in the World Cup or in sports in general. So it'll be really cool to see the attention he gets.
He's really good. We just didn't.
I'm sure he is, but he might not be a 90-minute starter and still getting recognition for being there, which is awesome. Yeah.
And going back to the full group though, I think clearly Belgium, as we said, Poly Market has them as a favorite. They just played Croatia last night, and they beat them 2-0. Croatia, historically sneakily strong side. They
Yeah.
made it to semifinals. They won third place a while back, but Belgium's playing Tunisia again on Saturday. It's final tune-up. Tell me from your perspective as a player, this final matches, like if you're a starter, are you just kind of like getting one last kind of like a warm-up thing? Are people still playing to try to make the final lineup? Like what is the coach looking for?
I feel like coaches are not, they already have in their mind who's going to start.
Okay.
But I think this is also an opportunity for players that aren't necessarily going to start to prove themselves and be the first off the bench. But for starters, I think if you know that you're a starter on these national teams, you're kind of just going through the motions, not trying to think too much, and just getting touches here and there to kind of fine-tune up and get ready. But it's less of a mental thing. I think it's more just like muscle memory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Egypt's playing Brazil on Saturday. Should be a good match after beating Russia last week. 1-0. Obviously, Brazil's in the World Cup. Russia, I don't know if they didn't make it or they're not allowed. I know there's a lot of anti-Russia regulations.
I don't think they made it.
Okay.
Because they compete in the Olympics and they have...
Sometimes when there's certain flags.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because I know, for example, the PSG goalie, and I forget his last name, he is Russian.
Okay.
And they did not allow Russian flags to come into the stadium in Budapest. And his wife, girlfriend, whatever, she snuck in 3 different sheets of the 3 different Russian colors and like put a flag together on the stands to have.
How do people react to that?
Well, he has a history of not paying child support to his ex-wife or ex-baby mama. I don't know exactly what their official title was. So every time
we'll leave that to them.
Every time he comes in conversation or like an article, like half of it is about how he, like, I think he even got arrested for not paying child support or something back in Russia. So it becomes more about that.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I will not bring up Christian Pulisic, but
no.
He's not a dad though, that we know of.
Yeah. We don't know that yet.
New Zealand lost 4-0 to Haiti, which is not good. Because Haiti, as we said yesterday, is not one of the better teams out there. So, yeah, we'll see how they do when they play England.
Sometimes you got to lose poorly to turn it around.
It doesn't count for anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Tim Payne was too busy with his newfound fame.
Yeah, he was making content. He wasn't focused. If you're watching this, no, you're not.
Yeah, throw us a follow, a retweet.
Yeah.
Tim Payne.
All right, Group H. First marquee matchup is Spain and Uruguay in Guadalajara, actually, June 26th. So this will be the last match of the group and kind of determines the winner, which is high stakes. Spain actually won the European Championship in 2024, and their biggest enemy lately has not been opponents, but it's been actually penalty shootouts. So that's pretty hard because you kind of know the opponent you're playing, but in terms of shootouts, you really don't know. It's luck at the draw. So hopefully they don't come down to that. And then since winning the World Cup in 2010, they have not made it past the round of 16, and they've lost, like I said, on PKs in the last 2 World Cups. So it'll be pretty high stakes for them if they get to penalty kicks again.
So 2010 was my first year, my first World Cup in the city. I moved here in 2009. And yeah, I remember when they won, there was a huge contingent of Spanish people at the Columbus Circle. Columbus obviously being, well, Italian, but having been financed by the Spanish kings to come discover America for the 20th time. There was people already here, but yeah, we'll go with that. And it was fun. But yeah, certainly they haven't really done much since, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the Euros, I don't feel like the Euros are as big as like the Champions League, for example.
They're not, but I do think it is obviously very tough to win the Euros.
True.
There's so much talent in Europe.
True. I think the interesting fact for me about the Spanish side this time around is obviously there's 2 big teams in Spain. You have FC Barcelona, which has captivated or won most of the things. They just got crowned Spanish League champions and so on. But Real Madrid is just the other one. It used to be the big one. I feel like they really split.
Yeah.
Like back 90s, 2000s, like Real Madrid was a big one, and Barcelona was kind of like the close number 2. That switched a little bit recently, but this year there's no Real Madrid players suiting up for Spain for the World Cup, which is kind of insane to
Yeah.
think about it. It's like if you had a baseball team representing the U.S., which we did, right? We had the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
And I don't know, actually, it might be just
But no
about
players.
to say something
Yeah.
really stupid here, but if the Yankees didn't have any players on their team,
Yeah.
if it was really like pro, I feel like, other sports do like amateur and pro. But anyways, that's kind of like the thing. And so it's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, and I think Real Madrid is like the face of Spain in terms of soccer.
It is. It is
Yeah.
more than Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona is
Yeah.
from a region that wants to secede. So a little
Yeah.
bit of Diego here on the chat. Can we troll Italy, please?
I like Italy.
You just got to feel bad for the Italians.
Yeah.
First, they don't qualify for the third World Cup in a row.
Yeah.
First former World Cup champ to not qualify 3 times in a row. And then Ferrari releases that monstrosity of an electric vehicle, the Luce. It's disgusting. I feel like all Italians are just twisting in their graves. But I have the poly market up here for this group. So Group H, Spain, 80%, no surprises.
Yeah.
Uruguay, 18%. And again, this is to win the group. I don't know, Uruguay, 18%. To your point, like if Uruguay beats Spain, they could win the group. It feels good here, I think, to maybe put some on Uruguay to win this group. And then Saudi Arabia, 3%.
Yeah.
And then Cape Verde. I bet you 99% of people in the world cannot even tell you which continent Cape Verde is in. So no surprise there. Saudi Arabia, also I don't think they have a shot.
Yeah. I think
Or
Spain
even
is just
getting out.
very evident powerhouse of this group. No questions asked. But I think Uruguay will have a good run for their money.
Okay.
But one of my favorite players, Lamine Yamal, he's 18. Crazy.
He's still 18? That's like so crazy.
Yeah, he's really young. I think he just got his braces off. Like, he's so young. And he's one of the best players in the world already, and I'm really excited to see how it progresses over the next 10 years. I think he'll be the next Messi, Ronaldo. Maybe it's a hot take, but I think so.
Hot take right here.
But yeah, most people that age are thinking about college applications or just getting legal to drink in Spain. So it's kind of crazy that he's now a national team player and going into the World Cup.
Yes, and I think he's got more trophies in certain league than Cristiano did or something. I forget the stat. He's won the Copa Trophy the last 2 years, which is the award given to the best under-21 player every year. And if he can stay healthy, he definitely has a good shot.
He had the hamstring injury.
Yes, hamstring. I think he sat a few games with Barcelona towards the end there. Obviously, they got knocked out of the Champions League. He had a great score in their last match there, but they didn't make it through. But I feel like all of Spain, not all their hopes is riding on him, but they will need him to be healthy and productive.
Absolutely.
To have a shot. I mean, they have other star players, Pedri and so on, but Lamine is really the draw. We've seen a lot of action on his Panini blockchain trading cards too recently. So I think it's a good indicator of what people expect him to do. So keep an eye out. Shout out to our friends over at the Panini blockchain ecosystem. All right, you want me to do Uruguay just because it's Latin America, or you want to practice your Spanish with the pronunciation?
No, you got it.
Okay, Uruguay. Again, it's one of those teams that if you don't really follow football, you might not be aware of their legacy. They hosted the first ever World Cup. They won it before, 100 years ago, but they won it before. And their star player is Federico Valverde. He's a midfielder. He's 27 years old. He is one of the darlings of the Spanish league, obviously of Real Madrid. We just mentioned how Real Madrid is, a big team over in Spain, if not the biggest team. And Valverde is one of those star players that wants to be on the field. Like he doesn't get subbed out. He actually played the most minutes in qualifying for Uruguay, which is just huge.
That's impressive because most star players, I feel like, would want to conserve their legs and not get injured.
Especially playing, with Real across La Liga and Champions and all that stuff. So that I feel like Uruguayans. I don't know. What was the name of the guy that bit the ear off? God, why am I drawing blanks? Anyways, Diego, help me right here with Uruguay. What was the name of the? God, man, I'm forgetting. Anyways.
You know that his teammates call him the Falcon?
Did they? Luis Suarez. Thank you, Diego. Luis Suarez. Like he
bit someone's ear?
Yeah. He's a warrior, though.
I've definitely heard of this.
That's how Uruguay, that's what I like about Uruguayans. They're warriors. They're strong. They eat a lot of steak, I guess. One thing I'll say is I love the blue in their uniform, and we tried our best with the Meebits Futbol Uruguay kit to honor that because it's such a beautiful blue, and I think Bailey and the team really nailed it. We'll be revealing those uniforms, soon, because the Meebits Futbol mint is on Monday coming up, June 8th. So we just revealed Switzerland today.
Yeah.
We'll reveal another one today to make sure that we get all of them out before the mint. I mean, Diego should be part of the team here.
He should.
Scored
Come
a
on to the
hat-trick with
podcast.
Miami this week.
Yeah.
39 years of age. He is a beast striker. Luis Suarez. Yeah, I remember him from the bike. I know he's a warrior. But anyways, what else do we got? Spain plays Iraq tomorrow.
And then Peru next week.
Yeah, Peru, heartbreak. I love the Peruvians. I used to go there all the time. Huge, huge football nation.
Yeah.
The fact that they have such a tough time, being in South America where you have to play Uruguay and Brazil and Colombia and Ecuador to qualify to the World Cup. It's sad.
Yeah, the cards are not in their favor.
Never. I wish they would do something where more of those teams would come instead of I'm sorry, but Haiti.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, Uruguay did not schedule any friendlies, which is a bit odd. But I mean, it's good for everyone else. But I feel like that they really need these minutes and these touches in order to get ready for the World Cup. So maybe it's a tactic that other people should pick up on. Never know.
Maybe.
Sometimes when you don't play, I mean, at least in our season, we had a 10-day period where we didn't play and ended up not helping us because you're just getting back off the rust. But never know. Might be their tactic.
You never know. A couple of other recent scores, or I guess match results for these teams. Saudi Arabia is on a bad streak. They're winless in their last 5 matches. They just lost 2-1 to Ecuador over the weekend. Yeah. They'll face Puerto Rico and Senegal here. Hopefully, get them prepped a little bit more. And Cape Verde, they pulled off a stunning upset.
3-0. That's the most beautiful score in soccer.
Not as a goalie, unless you're winning.
No, but unless you're winning, yeah. Shutout, 3 goals, you're chilling.
You're chilling.
Probably.
Against Serbia, which, a win's a win. They
Win.
did qualify to the World Cup. It's not like they was
yeah.
They just walked on.
Yeah.
They did qualify. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm cheering for every team except the U.S. and Argentina and the Netherlands.
But why the Netherlands? Oh, yeah. All right. The
No
PK.
era
The PK.
No era penal.
Yeah. No era penal. Okay. Group I. What is the poly market odds for Group I?
Oh, let me pull them up for you here in a second. But you want to kick us off?
Yeah. Marquee matchup, France and Norway. Really exciting. June 26th in Boston. The final match of the group between the top 2 teams. And this is 2 of the best offenses in the whole tournament facing off. So it'll be a high-scoring game, I'd like to think. But you never know. They might sit back and defend. Better safe than sorry. France has had 9 forwards in their squad, and they produced over 250 goal contributions for their club teams this season, which is crazy because that's just this season. But Norway scored the most goals in qualifying with 37 in just 8 matches, and it's pretty likely that we see a Golden Boot winner come from this group. So huge game. I'm excited to watch that. And then obviously France has the biggest star whose cleats I do wear. Mbappe. He's 27.
You wear striker cleats?
Yeah. I wouldn't wear goalie cleats.
Why not?
That would look weird, I feel like. I don't know. They look the same, but they're just... I feel like goalies have a bad rep of just being not very...
Interesting. We should look into this because I feel like goalie cleats are a very unexplored opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I've heard of goalie cleats.
Maybe we just tapped into a non-tap market here.
But Mbappe's cleats were pink. These are old because he hasn't created new ones. Or he has, but I don't like them. And they're pink and metallic-y, so they're really cool.
Metallic-y.
Yeah.
Gen Z word. You heard it here first, guys. Metallic-y going into the Scrabble dictionary. Next time you're playing...
It's a real word. I created it.
If you're playing bananagrams next time, metallic-y is a word that you can use to get rid of those pesky Y's. And then just say, hey, Sophine from Meebco said that it's a word.
It's a word. I created it. But yeah, they're really cool.
I have the odds here.
Mhm.
France 67%. They're also the favorites on Polymarket to win the whole thing. Fun fact: Meebits Futbol. To your point, there's so many stars on the French team. Most teams for Group 2 have have 6 players. We had to put 8 in France just to like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then a couple of variants there. Chases, we're not
Yeah.
going to reveal those secrets, but Norway with 24%. We revealed the Norwegian uniform, I think it was 2 days ago. We talked about it on stream as well. I was so inspired by the performance of the Norwegians in the Winter Olympics. They are the dominant country year after year, or every 4 years,
Yeah.
in Winter Olympics. But there was something about this year, I don't know, that we just wanted to honor that. And so the Meebits Futbol Norwegian uniform is inspired by the kit they wore in the Winter Olympics. And obviously Haaland, which I'm sure you'll talk about here in a second. Somebody to keep an eye on. And then Senegal at 9%. Yeah, they probably won't win the group with Norway and France on there.
Yeah.
But I think is one of the ones that I think gets out for the next round. And then Iraq, 1%. Probably just happy to be here.
Yeah, which is valid. You know, I would be too. But, okay, for Norway, we have Erling Haaland. He's 25, and he plays for Man City. He scored 162 goals in 4 seasons. Wild. His highlight reel is probably beautiful. But he's a top scorer in the European qualifying by a mile. He's had 16 goals. In second place was Harry Kane with 8. So, huge difference in between the goals. But yeah, it's a cheat code for Norway, finally getting back in the World Cup, and your striker is Haaland. I would take that anyway. And then you want to go over Senegal?
Yes, so Nicholas Jackson, 24-year-old striker. We're back. You know, I don't like doing the players because I see the ages and I just feel bad.
Look, me too, though. He's 2 years older than me. I should be there.
Well, you still have 2 years. I'm 20 years past.
No.
Or like 18. What is that? 16 in this one. Nicholas Jackson, he plays for Chelsea. And he led Senegal to finishing top of their group in qualifying. So again, I think they're one of the best third places. So for Meebits Futbol, we will have a bracket competition. The bracket's challenging because you got to figure out, the best thirds and how that's going to play out into the knockout stage. And there's going to be some cool prizes: a pig Meebit, regular human Meebits, elephant Meebit, depending on your how many Meebits collectibles you own or regular Meebits for your prize pool. But Senegal is it's a team to keep an eye on, I think. Obviously, France and Norway higher on that list, but it'll be good to see what Senegal can do. I mean, if they can draw either of those,
Draw would be great, yeah.
beat Iraq, draw France, Norway, lose the other one. That's 4 points.
Yeah.
It gives you a good shot at making it out of the group stage. And let's see what we have here. So France plays Ivory Coast tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Ivory Coast are in the World Cup as well.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, like light orange uniforms. And then Northern Ireland next week. Northern Ireland came so close to coming in.
Which would be awesome for them, but it's such a shame. And the worst part is that it's every 4 years, so you really it's a long time. Some people might retire by then.
It's like a full high school experience.
Yeah, college too. And then Norway, who beat Sweden 3-1, they play Morocco on Sunday in New Jersey. Right in the backyard. Yeah.
Maybe we should go. We're back from Portugal
Saturday.
Maybe. I don't know. See if Mrs. Sergito's okay with me being away. She's probably like, yeah, go, dude. Senegal, as we said the other day, they lost 3-2 to the USA over the weekend. They play Saudi Arabia next week. Senegal, I mean, they look good.
Yeah.
They didn't look bad. The US, they had to win a game finally, so maybe that's what drove them over. And then Iraq play
3-2 is a very close score too.
And they came back from being down 2-0 and tied it.
Yeah.
I think. Iraq playing Spain tomorrow, Venezuela next week. Mm-hmm. Venezuela, another one with a beautiful, beautiful, kind of like red wine, la vino tinto they call it, which literally translates
like a burgundy?
Yeah. Yes, it's a burgundy. La vino tinto.
Like this.
Yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful uniform. Obviously a country that's been through a lot socially, but they're still always in high spirits. Their strength, though, is baseball. And obviously they had a really good showing in Miami at the World Baseball Classic. What was that, 2 months ago or whatever? But Yeah.
Yeah. That's every year, right?
I don't know. I'm not a baseball guy.
I'm not either, but I want to say it's every year. Maybe Diego knows. He knows everything.
Diego, do you know when the baseball classic is? Is it every year? Is it well, if it's like a world thing, maybe it's every couple of years. I feel like most world things are.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But then I feel like last year I was watching it on TV for some reason.
Are you sure it wasn't like because the little kids ones, the Little League World Series, that's every year.
No, it was
in Williamsport.
Shohei Ohtani was playing in it. That's the only reason I remember.
Of course. Yeah. Ohtani.
I actually saw him in San Diego play against the Padres.
Okay.
Yankees and Padres. I couldn't tell you what was going on the field, but it was an awesome game. I got a hot dog.
Yeah, do you go to other sports?
I go to baseball games in San Diego. I want to go to a Yankees game. And then at LSU, I went to a lot of sports because there's a lot of great teams at LSU, and I got to see like gymnastics, football, went to every game, and then I saw baseball there too, but I didn't really watch the technicality of the game itself. Just also got a hot dog. It's my favorite part of the games.
I don't really go to other sports.
Yeah.
I used to when I worked in the banks. It was free going to the Barclays. Obviously, the lead sponsor for Barclays Center, so we had really good courtside seats, and then a big suite. Yeah. So a lot of concerts. A lot of concerts I didn't want to go to, but
That's fun though. Concerts are fun unless they're like huge festivals. I think that's a little bit.
MSG is great for concerts, especially because you just 10-minute subway and you're back home.
Yeah.
And then at Barclays Center I saw Jay-Z like 4 times, The Weeknd 2 times. At MSG I saw Elton John, which is not a concert that I would have ever gone to on my own.
Yeah.
But I took clients and a date.
Okay.
And it was great.
Awesome.
It was awesome. What else was it? A lot of different concerts. Travis Scott. I did not like that.
No, I would not like that. I've heard those concerts are really hectic.
It was, and then we were in the box, and it was echoing so bad in my ears.
Yeah.
I just did not like that. But same thing, the client wanted to go, and sometimes it sounds glamorous.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
You're like working.
Yeah.
The whole time. This client was a friend. Talking about other sports, we had the Eric Corgi prediction for the finals.
All right, let's hear it.
So let me turn the volume down here. Eric Corgi is this famous doggy that has been, where did it go? Making predictions on the playoffs. And so everybody is looking, I think it's a girl. For this year, this year's final, obviously between Spurs and the Knicks. Having an issue here pulling it up. God, this website has a lot of ads. But she predicted that San Antonio is going to win.
Sure, you're happy with that?
Games, though. In 7 games, which is...
7 games sounds good, because then we can get back from Portugal and go watch
Still
that.
watch?
Yeah.
That'd be nerve-wracking. We're going to miss the first game, because we'll be on the air tonight.
I always forget that it's not in a row.
Well, they got to take some breaks.
Yeah, that's true.
Go Spurs, go. We do have a Knicks Meebits GIF if anybody wants to use that. But obviously we have our visitor with the Wemby jersey. I mean, I feel like Matt and John could see the future, and they put that visitor. I know you're cheering for the Knicks, Sophine.
I'm not that passionate about it, though. Like, I think either or I'd be happy. There's a player from Arizona on the Spurs, I believe. What's his name? You don't know him? Basically, my family's very big Arizona basketball fans.
Okay.
Because both my parents went there. So
right.
I know players that are in the NBA that are from Arizona, and that's like the only players I really know. I know Pelly Larson, Miami, I think. Yeah, that's about it. It's one player.
One player. Yeah, Eric Corgi is like my favorite thing ever. Spurs versus Knicks. But that's tonight, 8:30. Obviously, we won't have a stream tomorrow, given that we'll be in Portugal doing all the NFC Lisbon stuff. And then Friday, we have our event out there. So keep in mind, if you want to participate in Meebits Futbol, the drop is going to be next Monday. We're going to have a lot of information in lieu of a stream coming out over the next couple days. But just to give you guys a summary, you can mint the football collectibles for 0.01 Ether. You get 1 mystery pack. Mystery pack you can rip or leave closed. And then you get one of the many, many, many Group 2 collectibles that we have. Over 24 countries that we added. We already have Group 1 collectibles out in OpenSea. The big difference between Group 1 and Group 2 collectibles is that Group 1 collectibles come with a free physical figurine. And Group 2 collectibles do not have that option. So if you want a free 3D printed Meebits Futbol collectible, buy a Group 1, and then we're able to make it for you. Group 2 is just going to be the digital. All of them come with other side avatars. All of them will count as entries for the bracket game. We're also going to have this really cool fantasy style game on the website that you can enter and win prizes. Like I said, pig Meebits, regular Meebits. Every football collectible minted will also be able to or available to claim physical cards. Same thing for Group 1 collectibles. So if you have a Group 1 collectible, once Meebits.Futbol fully launches, you'll be able to go in there and claim your Meebits trading card packs. This will be first come, first serve. Obviously, we don't have enough for all the Meebits Futbol collectibles, so hopefully you guys mint early on and go in there and claim them, plus shipping and handling. But we are very, very excited. So we're going to have a prediction markets layer powered by Polymarket. We'll have the fantasy, we'll have the bracket, and then we'll have the album function where people can collect their Meebits Futbol collectibles, which I'm particularly extremely excited about.
Yeah.
We've been putting in a lot of time and effort into these things. They're beautiful. I think they're going to really help us tell the story of Meebits as foundational IP, where they can represent anything and anybody. But we'll have some cool events too with both digital and physical locations. Launch event for the first day of the World Cup. I'll let that reveal come later this weekend. We have a cool game in partnership with another really awesome team. Of course, OpenSea, our official third-party marketplace, also sponsor of Meebits Futbol Fiesta. This Friday, NFC Lisbon. We have the Ape Chain Meebits Sports Monkey NFT watch party for the Mexico-Korea game, June 18th in Brooklyn at Berry Park. And then we have Meebits Futbol trading card packs available for free at Saturday's Football, which is one of our partners here in New York and Soho. Go talk to Raul or Josh, be like, hey, I want a Meebits Futbol trading card pack. They'll give you one. And then obviously on the website, we have our Meebits uniforms that are really, really cool. And they come with a bunch of stickers and trading card packs and so on. And then,
a bunch.
And Sophia and I have been packing those manually. We feel like we know now what Amazon workers are going through.
I was like, I see why they charge $15 for shipping at some of these companies, because I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah. So anyways, a lot of stuff coming up the pipeline. Let me check the chat here one final time to answer any questions. Great. People are just excited for our trip.
Awesome.
And, Any final words till next week?
No, I'm excited to see everyone in Lisbon, and excited.
Awesome. Well, I'm very, very excited too. And if we don't see you in Lisbon, be on the lookout. A lot of fun stuff coming your way with Meebits Futbol. We'll appreciate your support. Mints are very, 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 I think, attractively priced. You get a lot. You get the digital collectible, which is entries to, bracket and fantasy and so on. Plus, it's a pretty cool collectible. They're all other side avatars, and they all come with the ability to claim a free trading card pack once we launch. So a lot of value there that we're trying to bring for folks and for Meebits and everybody. So thank you all for watching us today.
Thank you.
We'll see you in Lisbon. If not, the stream returns